welcome again, everybody joining us. I still see people from India, from Pakistan, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Kenya, from all over the world, from UAE joining us. Again, my name is Samson Zixon, and I'm going to be your host for today. I am speaking from Jubilee Bros Solar Office in Ghana. I am the technical and sales lead for Jubilee Bros Solar West Africa. I look over all the 16 countries in West Africa except Nigeria. Jubilee Bros has a very strong team located in Nigeria already. So I look after the rest of the countries in West Africa except Nigeria. I am happy to join you. I am able to host this webinar today for you because I have two key certifications. I'm a Huawei certified pre-sales professional, and I'm also a Huawei certified after-sales professional. So I have the authority to host this webinar and enlighten the public on what is happening with Huawei. So today we are taking a look at Huawei residential systems. Let us start off with where Jubilee Bros Solar started from, where and where we have gotten to today. So quickly, Jubilee Bros was formed in 1977. Predominantly, we were formed as a generator sales company, and most of the people around the Gulf region know Jubilee Bros from generator sales. So the journey started in 1977, but from here you can see how the timeline has progressed. Okay, it all started from Lebanon, and since 1977 we've moved to the UAE, Nigeria, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Ghana. We entered Ghana in 2010, Qatar, Uganda, South Africa. In 2017, the company became 40 years old. So to commemorate the anniversary, the Jubilee Bros Solar Division was formed. So the Jubilee Bros Solar Division has basically been in existence for about 5 years now. But within that 5 years, we have made tremendous strides in the industry. Since then, we have entered Pakistan, Kenya, and in 2022, we're still strong and moving on beyond from there. So this is our journey. This is the timelines, and we are glad to be here. This map shows you our global logistics reach. So we have over 70 dealers and distributors across the MEA region. Okay, so we are predominantly we are predominantly active in the Middle East and Africa region. So you can see all the countries where we have local representation here. That's very, very wide-reaching. Now let's take a look at our vision and mission. So basically, our vision is to be a pioneer in energy systems. Okay, so our key vision, we just want to be number one in energy system delivery. All right, and that is what the vision is. The mission is clearly to be trusted by our customers. Bottom line, we want to create a brand that our customers or our end users can say, once I go to Jubilee, I know whatever I am getting out of them is of the highest quality. Okay, so that is our vision. When it comes to the solar systems in particular, we have 6 key pillars of operation. The solar industry was born fundamentally on these 6 key pillars. So if you take a look at the first one, that's the product supply. Of course, that is a pillar on which we supply you product and then you pay us money. So that is in all the 6 pillars, this is the only pillar which you pay us for our service. The rest of the pillars, we offer them mostly absolutely for free. So we do trainings, we host webinars and seminars like this. We offer engineering support to companies. If you are going to design a system and you need support from us, we will offer you engineering support for free. Okay, maybe you are a customer, you are an EPC who have not used Huawei before, and you intend to start using Huawei for your systems. If you approach us, we will help you, whether it's residential, CNI, utility scale, it will be for free. We also offer leads. Okay, for some of the solutions that we don't offer, we will offer you a lead to the next reputable institution that can help you. We also offer referral to finance, and that is critical. People approach us with projects and they don't have finance to actually execute the project fully. We will then come in and then we will link you to our third-party financiers who also help us to actualize our products. And for me, one of the most important of all our services is after sales support. After sales support is absolutely key when it comes to Jubeli Bros operations. We don't just sell to you and then we leave you hanging. Okay, we offer you installation support. If you give us ample notice, we can make ourselves available on site for you on the day you start your installation, or anytime within the installation period you feel that we should come around and then take a look at it. We shall make ourselves available. We also offer you support through your warranties. Okay, and you saw our global reach. The indication of our global rate is very important because it shows you that anything you buy from Jubeli Bros in any region, your warranty exchange is with that local office. It's not with the international office. Okay, so if you buy from Jubeli Bros in Kenya and you have a warranty issue, the warranty issue will be with Jubeli Bros Kenya and not Jubeli Bros UAE or Lebanon. That is critically important. All right, so moving forward, let us take a look at our complete portfolio. So we offer everything you see in on your screen now. We have a complete solar solution. We offer the panels. We have a partnership with Jinko Solar, where we buy directly from them and then we supply to our customers. For the mounting structures, we do Lumax Energy. Lumax Energy is from South Africa. It's a very, very strong mounting structure brand, and we are affiliated with them for mounting structures. When we come down to the power room, we basically distribute items from Huawei. So our inverters, our accessories, our smart meters, our smart loggers, our optimizers all come from Huawei. And then we also have PV diesel solutions. Remember, Jubeli Bros is originally a generator sales company. So one of our strong suits has been to hybridize the generator sales system with our Huawei solar solutions and batteries. So we do a strong PV diesel system for our customers. And for the hybrid systems, we use hybrid controllers from DeepSea and Kombi. For those of you who are very conversant with these systems, you know that these are some of the strongest brands that we have globally. Okay, so let's narrow down to Huawei now. Huawei partnership. For Huawei, we are a VAP and we are a CSP, and I'll explain shortly. So a VAP means a value added partner. This partnership ensures that Huawei sells not to the end user. So Huawei does not sell directly to an end user. Huawei sells only to Jubeli Bros, and Jubeli Bros then sells to the end users in the regions where we represent Huawei. So we are a VAP. We are a value added partner. We add value to this partnership with Huawei. We don't just buy and sell from them. Remember, after sales and all other pre-sales activity is with us. So we actually add value to the chain of distribution for Huawei. We are also a CSP. We are a certified service provider. So we don't just, as I said, we don't just sell to you, but after sales, we are certified by Huawei to offer you quality after sales support for your installations, for your commissioning, for your O&M activities that all happen. Why have we chosen Huawei? We believe that Huawei has the safest and most reliable inverter systems globally. I'll go through most of the systems that we have so that you can testify to this fact. So today, our business here is for us to go through the Huawei residential smart PV systems. I will take you through the systems and then take you through a couple of applications that you might need to know for Huawei residential systems. So let's take a look at our brief activity today. So we'll take a look at the Huawei introduction and we'll go into the residential inverters and accessories. We will also take a look at the PV optimizers. For those of you who are more vested in residential systems, I would entreat that you listen to the optimizer session very, very carefully. I have an optimizer here with me, and we start going through how the optimizers work. It will be very, very wonderful. And then we'll take a look at the Huawei Luna storage systems, the Huawei Luna ESS. Then we'll take a look at the Huawei Fusion Solar app. Okay, the app that helps you to seamlessly commission your systems without a problem. We will go through the Huawei applications for residential solar, and then we will summarize going forward. So I am glad for you to join me. So let's just take a look at how Huawei has improved until this day. So you could see the graph on your screen on the left side. You could see how Huawei's market share is globally from 2014 to 8. Okay, and then 2020, in fact, 2021 figures are going to be out very soon, and we expect it to be higher than that of 2020. That of 2020, 2022 already do one. I hear we have also done much better sales than we did in 2021. So number 44 on 14 Global 500, close to 200,000 employees. More than half of these employees, over 53% of them are into R&D. Now, this will tell you something. Number 3 in R&D investments. Any company that invests so much in research and development is a company that is always willing to innovate. Okay, so on the 10th and 12th of next month, May 10th and 12th, the Huawei Global Director for Smart PV is going to launch new products into the system. For those of us who will be available, I would entreat that you join that launch. And then you see how the R&D systems are always innovating with the Huawei products. Okay, almost every quarter something new comes up, and that should tell us why Huawei is leading the trend in inverter solutions. So let's take a look at this carefully. And from here, if you take a look at the small graph on the left-hand side, you will see the challenge between string and central inverter systems from 2013, 2014, 2015 up to date. So you can see that previously, okay, the gray area is central inverter systems, the blue area is string inverters, and you could see that the central inverter systems were having a higher market share than string inverters, but constantly going forward, that has reduced. Okay, up until 2021, Huawei is enjoying close to 60%. The string inverter system is now enjoying close to 60% of global inverter shipments and sales, which is very, very commendable. Now, let us juxtapose this. Let us compare this to Huawei's influence in the sector over the period. So you can see that globally, Huawei has been number 1 global inverter shipper 6-7 straight years now, okay, since 2015 to date. No company has sold more inverters than Huawei. Okay, so you can see that the influence Huawei has here is actually showing in this graph that we see here. So the graph is carefully tilting more in favor of string systems. Remember, Huawei do not produce central inverters; they only do string inverters. Okay, so in the string inverter business alone, globally, Huawei is owning more than 50% of the shares. So in string inverter business globally, Huawei has over 50%, and all other companies combined have less than 50%. That should tell you the wide applicability of Huawei inverters. Why do I normally show this? I show this so that for people who say, oh, but I know Huawei produces only consumer phones and consumer products. I don't know Huawei does solar systems. Okay, now this graph here is showing you that for the past 6-7 years, Huawei has been shipping more inverters than any other inverter brand globally. So there is quite testament of how strong and reliable the inverters are. Okay, we will see more of this as we go forward in the slides that come. So let me just quickly show you the wide range of inverter systems that Huawei produce. So Huawei has everything from residential to utility scale. Okay, remember we saw from the last slide, Huawei did not do central inverters, so everything is string. Only string inverters are produced from Huawei. The residential systems, we have 2 classes. We have the 2 to 6 kilowatt, and then we have the 3 to 10 kilowatt. The 2 to 6 kilowatt are single phase, 3 to 10 is 3 phase. So when we talk about Huawei residential systems, they classify their systems to end at 10 kilowatt. Anything below 10 kilowatt is residential. Anything above 10 kilowatt is CNI. I hope this distinction will be clear. And every time you see Huawei doing a range of inverters, what it means is that the make and size of that inverter in that range is the same. So if you take a 2 kilowatt inverter, 3 kilowatt, 4 kilowatt, 5 and 6 kilowatt single phase, their design is the same, their size is the same, their make is the same. The only thing that changes in there is the capacity. Okay, that's why you have the range. So 2 to 6 kilowatt single phase, 3 to 10 kilowatt 3 phase. Again, between 3 to 10 kilowatt, the make of the inverter is the same, the design is the same, the size is the same. So they have 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no 7, 8, there is no 9, and then there is 10 kilowatt, 3-phase. Okay, so let's take a look at it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10 kilowatt, 3-phase inverters, residential. Okay, so this is what you have. Now when it comes to the CNI sector, Huawei has 4 ranges of inverters. You can see them clearly labeled here. We have the 12 to 20 kilowatt, and within this 12 to 20 kilowatt, we have it as 12, 15, 17, and 20. So we have 12, 15, 17, and 20 kilowatt. Then here you see 30, 36, 40 kilowatt inverters. These are the newest type of inverters that has been released by Huawei. 30, 36, 40 M3 inverters. Okay, they are in the same range. And then we have the 5060 M0, 5060. So 50 and 60 also are their make and design is also the same. And then we have the almighty 100 kilowatt inverter. This is one of my absolute favorites. Okay, 100 kilowatt inverter. It has 10 MPPTs. Each MPPT has 2 strings, which means it has a 20 string system in total, which means that all the PV strings that come from the top, you terminate them directly on the inverter. You don't need a DC combiner box. That is absolutely fantastic. Look out for some of our webinars on CNI systems, and some of my colleagues would explain more to you under this category. Then we have the utility scale group. Okay, the Huawei utility scale group. We have the 185 kilowatt inverter, the H1. That has been the ultimate string inverter for utility scale until the 200 and then the 215 kilowatt inverters were actually outlawed. So now this is the maximum that we have in the range, 215 kilowatt inverter H3. And this inverter is actually built for high-powered panels. Okay, high-powered panels that are above 600 watt peak. Okay, they are suitable for this type of systems, right? So this is the utility scale inverters. Remember, everything here is string systems. There's no central inverters with Huawei. So my focus today is to focus on the residential systems. And take note, for all Huawei residential systems, they are hybrid grid tied. They are hybrid grid tied system. What it means is that you can connect it to the grid straight without any battery systems, if that is what you want. You can also add batteries if that's what you want. So they come battery ready. The battery system is already inbuilt there, but you can choose to connect the system without batteries. That is absolutely fine. So they are grid tied and hybrid. Okay, all the Huawei residential systems, they are grid tied and hybrid. And apart from this other system, the Huawei residential systems, the warranty is for 10 years. Please take note. For our part of for those of us in Africa, our Huawei residential systems, the warranty is for 10 years. And within this warranty period, Huawei do not repair, they replace. So if you have a problem with your systems, we don't come checking and fixing the system for you by changing parts. We replace the system completely. Okay, so the residential systems, 2 to 6 kilowatt, 3 to 10 kilowatt. This is single phase systems. These are 3-phase systems. They are 10 years warranty. Also together with the batteries, are also 10 years warranty. And you get to know very soon. The Huawei Luna system is 10 years warranty. That is absolutely fantastic. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward and see. So this is the portfolio we have for the residential systems. We have the Huawei Luna battery system. I'll delve deeper into it as we go along. And this is the single phase inverter systems, 2 to 6 kilowatt. This is a 3-phase system, 3 to 10 kilowatt. We have the Huawei optimizers, which are mostly applicable for residential systems, which I also explain why. And then we have the Fusion Solar app. Okay, one app to commission and register your system seamlessly without any problem. Within 20 minutes, you can commission any Huawei system using this app on your phone or on your laptop. So let us take a look at it into let's see the SLD for our residential system. So here you have your panels on top of your roof, or if it's ground mounted or on a carport, that is fine. Now the Huawei inverter system can accept panels without optimizers or panels with full optimization. It can also accept panels with half optimization, like partial optimization. So you don't have to put optimizers on every panel, okay, for you to be comfortable. You could actually do no optimization. You could do full optimization. You could also do partial optimization. It's all acceptable by the inverter. This is the Huawei inverter system. And then this is the Huawei Lunar battery. Remember, the battery system is DC coupled. It's a DC coupled system. So you just have two power lines, okay, positive and negative, that run from the battery to the inverter, okay? Just a positive and negative line, input here, and then you just link it. Just one simple line and you're done. And then we have the Huawei Smart Power Sensor. That is one of our accessories. This is a smart meter, and this is the meter that enables you to measure the production of your PV system. It also enables zero export functionality. So for those of you who want to, the zero export functionality is not inbuilt in the Huawei inverter. Let us take note of this, okay? The Huawei inverter does not have a zero export functionality built in there. For you to enable zero export for any system, you will need the Huawei smart meter. Kindly take note, please, for everybody who is listening. So if you are installing a system in a country where zero export is actually a statutory requirement, you will need to have this accessory of the meter. Okay, it comes, we will take a look at the meters also. We have it in single phase, we have it in 3-phase. Okay, yes, so we'll take a look at what it can do and then the limitations as we go along. Everything you see here in red is something that is supplied by Huawei. So the meter is supplied by Huawei, the inverter is supplied by Huawei. Down below the inverter, you see a stick, okay? We will get to them. This is the communication device that is connected to the inverter. We call it a smart dongle, and we'll get to it shortly. So the smart dongle is here. It's also from Huawei. The lunar system is also from Huawei. That's the battery. The optimizers are also from Huawei. And then the Huawei Fusion Solar app is what connects everything and binds all together. Okay, so this is the Huawei residential system. Quite simple plug and play. Okay, simple plug and play. This is the distribution board of the house, and this will be the items or the appliances. Okay, here you can see some washing machines, heaters, kettles, any other appliance that's in the house is connected to this DB. Okay, so let us move forward. This is a system. When we do applications, I will show you how the system can be varied. Okay, how you can vary the system to suit whatever you and how you want to play it along as we move forward. Okay, so let's take a look at our next topic. That's the Huawei residential inverters into detail. Here we take a look at the inverters alone and the inverter design. Oh, this is one of the most beautiful inverters that you see anywhere around. I mean, we've had people who install this in their power rooms close to their main halls, and when you see it, you even think it's an air conditioning or you know, it adds to the beauty and the aesthetics of the environment that it is actually connected in. And this is the whole idea. Huawei got the motivation from the snowbacks, okay, that surrounds a lake, okay, and that's where the motivation was actually gotten from. All right, so the beauty is also assured. So here we have them into detail. We have the single phase and then we have the 3-phase. So here you see 2, 3. Here we have also some divisions, 3.68, 4.68. Those ones are not available for us in Africa. We don't stock them in Africa. Normally we stock 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 kilowatts. Take note, the single phase inverters are all labeled L1. Okay, L1 means low voltage. L means low voltage, 220 volts. Okay, so these are the single phase inverters. They have 2 MPPTs. Each MPPT has 1 string. It has a built-in WLAN for local commissioning. So it has a built-in WLAN. All you have to do is to enable the Wi-Fi on your phone, and then the Wi-Fi will locate the inverter system. You connect to it, you log in the password, and then you are connected to the inverter directly. So you can locally commission the inverter using this built-in WLAN. Okay. Now, the 3-phase system also has 2 MPPTs. It also has a built-in WLAN. They are both AFCI compliant. AFCI means arc fault current interrupter system. So for all of us who are PV experts, you know that arcing is one of the most dangerous safety items, safety aspects of any solar system, especially for residential, which is right above your roof. Okay, these inverters have inbuilt arc fault current interrupter systems, which is AI powered. Okay, vastly advanced than all the other AFCIs that you see in any other inverter systems. It has this one has PID recovery at night. That's potential induced degradation recovery at night. There are some offset voltages that can be sent to the panels at the top, and this reduces the potential degradation of the panels. Okay, and this has it. The three-phase inverter has it inbuilt, and both of them are compatible with the Huawei optimizer system. We will get into that a little bit later. Okay, so this is what we have now. The built-in WLAN, you can see both of them has a built-in WLAN. Okay, now for the single-phase inverters, this built-in WLAN is used for local commissioning. At the same time, the built-in WLAN can be used for remote communication. Okay, so for example, if I want to remotely monitor this inverter from anywhere in the world, I can use this built-in WLAN for that purpose. Now, for the three-phase inverter, you cannot use the built-in WLAN for remote communication. For communication to any remote system, you would need a dongle, a smart dongle. Okay, please take note. So the built-in WLAN for the single phase is both for local commissioning and for remote monitoring. For the three-phase system, the built-in WLAN is only for local commissioning. It cannot be used for remote monitoring. For remote monitoring, Huawei provides this stick. It's a USB adapter stick, okay, that you can just put into the USB slot in the inverter. Huawei provides the WLAN type in the package of the inverter. It's for free. But which then means that if you are installing this inverter at a location where there is Wi-Fi, you can use that WLAN stick provided in the box. But if you are using it at a place where there is no Wi-Fi, which means you would like to use a SIM card, okay, a 4G connected SIM card to the system, then you cannot use that WLAN stick. You need to get a smart dongle 4G. That one you have to buy it separately. That is purchased separately from this inverter system. So this is a piece of confusion for most people. When they buy the inverter, they expect to find that accessory in there that they can put a SIM card in, slot it into the inverter, and they can connect and have remote commissioning, remote monitoring. That is not possible if you have this type of inverters. You will need to purchase this smart stick separately, okay? If you want to use a SIM card. The one with the WLAN, that one is provided in the box for free, so you don't have to purchase it. Okay, that's just a piece of information. Now let's take a look at some of the features of the residential inverters. So this is what Huawei has done. Why is Huawei's inverter the most reliable in the world? I mean, and it has the highest inverter availability globally. Take a look at the inverter availability, up to 99.996%. If you ask me, this is pretty much close to 100%. Okay, TUV verified an annual failure rate of less than 0.5%. And this is because of how Huawei has built their inverters. No fuse, no LCD screens, no buttons. Okay, over the years, Huawei has realized that fuses, screens, buttons, all those knobs that you have in front of the inverter, it actually adds to the failure rate of the inverter. If an inverter will fail, it will be from putting it on and putting it off. You know, that button in front of the inverter always, and that screen where you're able to read everything has been done online now. Okay, you can just have all those information in the palm of your hand, right on your phone, using the Fusion Solar app, rather than having all those information in front of the inverter, which would reduce the lifespan of the inverter. So for Huawei inverters, there is no fuse, no LCD screen, no button. Let's take a look at it once again, and let's see. So you see this inverter. So the black item you see here is an LED indicator. It's not a screen. It's an LED indicator. So there's no button, there's no screen, there's no fuse in the inverter, And for the residential inverters, there are no fans. It has no fans. Okay, the cooling is a passive cooling system. Okay, so there are no active fans, which will reduce the reliability of the inverter. So for the cooling, Huawei employs this technology that they have used so much in telecommunication. Natural cooling verified by telecom and solar application. So there are heat sinks. These are the heat sinks that are behind the inverter, which dissipate energy all out of the inverter at every point in time. Now take a look at this thermogram that we have here. So if you take a look at the Huawei thermogram of this inverter system, you can see that the heat generating areas of the inverter are all grouped together on one side. And then the heat sensitive areas are all blue, and they are also on a different side. So carefully, Huawei has carefully designed this inverter such that the areas that can generate heat, which will affect the areas that are sensitive to heat, have been clearly separated. All right. And this is how come the duration temperature of the inverter is very high. These inverters durate at 45 degrees Celsius upwards. Okay, so from 0 to 45 degrees Celsius, the inverter can operate at 110% of its capacity. Beyond 45 degrees Celsius is when the inverter starts to derate. And between 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, the inverter will not derate to its original 100% capacity. Beyond 50%, 50 degrees Celsius is when the duration actually will start going below end. So it's a carefully developed system. Most of the technology is borrowed from telecommunication and then has been brought into the inverter systems. So it is tried and tested. Okay, so here you can see the inverter availability again, 99.996%. Absolutely incredible. Now, let's take a look at the weight of the inverter. Huawei inverters are the lightest of all its competitors. So here, we've done a comparison of the range. Only we are unable to mention names, of course, but take a look at this 3 to 10 kilowatt inverter with its class of other inverters, okay? Similar sizes, and the Huawei inverter is the lightest, 70 kg. The 12 to 20 kilowatt inverter, which is a CNI inverter, is just 25 kilograms. And this is something that can be handled by one person when he is doing an installation. Okay, so this is absolutely very light and makes installation very, very easy. And the main reason for this is because there are no fans, okay? Because there are no fans for active cooling. The inverters are actually very, very light. Please, kindly, as we go through this, if you have any questions, don't forget to put the questions in the chat area. I will be getting back to those questions as we go along, okay? So I'll come back to those questions when we are done with this system. Remember, I spoke to you about communication. And I said for Huawei, for you to be able to monitor your system remotely, you need a communication gadget. And this communication gadget, Huawei has two types. For CNI, for residential systems, Huawei has two types. We have the Smart Dongle WLAN FE, and then we have the Smart Dongle 4G. This is the 4G type. This is the WLAN FE. WLAN means wireless local area network. FE means fast Ethernet. So this particular type of Smart Dongle, you can connect it directly to Wi-Fi, okay? Or you see the back here, you can take this knob off, and then you can connect a local Ethernet line, okay? A local line, a Cat6 line. You can connect it directly behind this. If you have a local internet line in your house, you can just connect it directly behind this inverter, and you'll be on online to be able to monitor this inverter remotely. But if you live in an area where there is no local internet coming to your house, or there's no Wi-Fi, but there is telecommunication connectivity there. So you have a telecom, whatever the brand of telecom is, okay? But the telecommunication network is 4G compliant. It has 4G. You can use a SIM card, okay? So you can insert a SIM card into this 4G dongle, get some data bundle on the dongle. So you can get a data bundle. Most of us in West Africa, whether it's Glo, whether it's MTN, Vodafone, whatever the system is, okay, you just get a SIM card, register it, put it into this dongle, and then you can put a data on this dongle monthly, and you can get yourself connected online. so that wherever you are in the world, you can monitor the system remotely. Okay, so these are the communication devices that we have that you can use for the residential systems. Now take note, each of these communication device can be used up to 10 inverters in a synchro. Okay, so if you have a Huawei systems, okay, you have series of inverters. Let's say you have five kilowatt inverters, and then you have 8 of them or 10 of them, all connected in a synchronization. You can use one dongle for 10 inverters. If the inverters are more than 10, unfortunately, one dongle will not work. Okay, you will need to use another communication gadget. We have what's called a smart logger. Normally, the smart logger is much more favored for C&I projects that can take up to 80 inverters. The smart logger is a communication device that can take up to 80 inverters. We employ it normally for C&I projects. But if you have residential inverters that are more than 10 and the smart dongle cannot be used, you can use the smart logger. It will still work for that system. Okay, so let us move on. So this is the smart meter I showed you in the Huawei SLD diagram for residential. You saw that there was a meter that was connected, and I was mentioning that you need that meter for zero export functionality, okay, and also for measuring the production of the solar system. This is the meter. We call it the Huawei Smart Power Sensor. Okay, it's a smart power sensor. We have it as 3-phase and single phase. These meters are supplied with CTs in the box. Okay, they come with current transformers already provided in the box. If it's a single phase meter, it will come with 1 current transformer. If it's a 3-phase meter, it will come with 3 current transformers. Okay, for connection onto the grid. And take note, for those of us who are who will be using these systems, the meters must be connected at the grid entry point of the house. At the grid entry point, for you to have maximum and efficient use of the meter, don't connect it anywhere else in the line apart from the grid entry point. So where the main grid meter, the main grid line enters into the building, okay, at that main point is where you should connect this meter, so that it effectively reads everything that is going into the house and everything that is coming out of the house. Okay, it's a bi-directional meter. It's smart. It reads power in both directions. Okay, in 2 directions. So that's what I said. Accurate, simple, and easy to install, and it's energy efficient too. It just consumes less than 1 watt. I mean, every time. That is absolutely negligible amount of power. Again, let's come to commissioning. I mentioned that you can commission everything from the palm of your hand. That is why the Huawei inverters do not have screens in front of them. Okay, everything is now smart. We're in a smart world. Almost everybody has a smartphone. Okay, all you need to do is to download the Fusion Solar app. Once you download the Fusion Solar app on your phone, register and get a password, and you can commission and monitor your system right from the palm of your hand. It is simple and swift. It's convenient and reliable, and it leads to improved O&M experience. It leads to improved O&M experience. You can actually monitor this from anywhere you are in the world. The installation can be in Lagos, Nigeria. You can be attending a program in the UAE, Dubai, and you can still monitor your system at any and every point in time. It is absolutely wonderful. Okay, so let's go through a few of the steps. These are the steps for commissioning. Pretty much easy. After you've done your installation and everything has been checked and is in place, all you need to do is to connect. Just put off your data, and then put on your Wi-Fi on your phone. When you put on the Wi-Fi on your phone, search the Wi-Fi devices that are available. You will see the Sun 2000 inverter. Click on it, and it will ask you for a password. The first password that you put in is by default. The default password is change me, CHANGEME, capital CHANGEME. So the password is change me. Once you put in the password, it locks you into the inverter, and then you get direct communication with the inverter. As soon as you get logged into the inverter, automatically the inverter will ask you for basic information settings. So this is where you choose your grid code, okay? And there'll be several grid codes that will show up. You just go through them and then you select one. If the grid code of your area do not show up, you can just go to a custom grid code. All you need to do is to input the voltage range in your region and then your frequency. Okay. Remember, some countries use 50 hertz, some use 60 hertz. Okay. And some countries too, the three-phase system, it is 380 volts. In some countries, it is 400 volts. So you just need to select that, and then the system will recognize your grid code. After that, the system itself will automatically detect all devices that are connected in the system. You don't have to do anything, please. Just click next, and then the system will actually detect if you have batteries in the system, you have optimizers, you have smart loggers, you have smart dongles, any other device that is connected to the inverter, the system itself will auto detect it. So that will be done here. And then you go to the next, where the system would ask you to connect to the management system. Remember, the management system means the system is trying to connect you online, okay? So if you have a communication device where you have the SIM card in there, remember that we discussed that, you have a SIM card, or if you're using Wi-Fi, the system will automatically detect it and then connect you to the online system. At this point, your local commissioning is done. Then it will lead you to register the plant, okay? So you need to do plant registration on the online system for the online system to recognize that this plant has been registered in Ghana, in Nigeria, in India, in Kenya, or anywhere else in the world. So once the system is registered, it will ask you for a few basic details. There's systems owner, capacity, name details, telephone numbers, and then it will ask you to add devices. At this point, you will add the devices that you have actually installed in the system, and this is completed. These steps will not take you more than 20 minutes, please. If you've done everything correctly and everything is in place, this should not take you more than 20 minutes. So commissioning is pretty much fast and easy, stress-free, absolutely stress-free. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have next. So we just move into our optimizer systems. I just told you about the PV optimizers. So this is the PV optimizer. Okay, for those of us who are vested in solar systems, we know what optimizers are. Okay, remember, an optimizer is used to boost the production of a particular model, of a single model. Remember, we have power. We already have the MPPT, okay, maximum power point tracking systems, and these are used to boost the production of a string, not of an individual panel or model. Okay, they boost the power production of a string. If you want to boost the power production of an individual panel, you need to put an optimizer. And this is the Huawei optimizer. Take a look at it. That is my palm, and see how the optimizer is smaller. And that's why we call it palm fit. It can fit into my palm. It's easy. Okay, so I have already done some videos on PV optimizer connection, and it's pretty much easy. And this is what you have. So you see that here we have two different inputs. Okay, the shorter one here, and then this longer one that has been coiled here. So all you have to do is to just put this behind the panel. So you have a PV panel. You just put this behind it. You get a screw, okay, or a bolt nut, a small bolt nut that can fit, and then you just bolt it onto the back side of the panel. And then the panel connection, the negative and positive of the panel will be connected to the negative and then the positive here. That will be connected to this system. Okay, that's the shorter side. Okay, so this is the shorter side of the system. And then the longer side will do the series connection to the other panels. So I hope we do understand this. So this connects to the panel that the optimizer is connected to itself. And then this now takes over the system and then does the series connection. Now, when you connect the optimizer to the panel loses its power. The whole panel power is now controlled by this optimizer. And this is one of the most fantastic systems that you can put on your roof. I would explain why that is the case. So let us go forward and then see. So here we say it's a one-fit-all system. The maximum power is 450 watts. Please take note. You can't put these optimizers on panels that have capacity more than 450. Okay. Currently, the limitation of this Huawei optimizer is that you can only use for panels that have a capacity up to 450 watts. So if you are doing a residential system and you are employing high-powered panels, for example, 470, 500, 525, 535, they can't work with this optimizer. I know Huawei is working out to come out with another optimizer that has a higher capacity than this. When that becomes available, we can now use it for those higher systems. But for now, this has a limitation of 450 watts, and that's what you see here. You can't use it for panels more than 450 watts. It has a very high efficiency, 99.5%, and rapid voltage shutdown, 0 volts in less than 2 seconds. I will delve into that. So if you are using these optimizers, you don't need a rapid shutdown system, and it makes the voltages at the top of your roof extremely safe. I will explain as we go along. Okay, so let's see scenarios under which we would apply an optimizer. Now we have roofs of different orientations. People build houses, and because of aesthetics, because of the beauty of the house, the roofs become more complicated. It's not straightforward anymore. It's not like an industry or a factory where you have a simple gable roof. Okay, now we have complicated roofs like this one, where you have shade on one side. Okay, if you take a look at this without optimizer, this is what you get. Remember, a chain is as strong as its weakest link, isn't it? And because this is a series combination, which means that the same current passes through all. When the current in this drops, it will drop the current passing through all the other strings. So the power produced here will be 85%, and that drops the power in all these other ones. That is critical. Now, this is just a leaf. It could be shading. It could be animal droppings. It could be anything that is creating a mismatch between this panel and the others. Now, with optimizer, when you optimize all these panels, what you do is that you actually allow the optimizer backs up the system. Okay, it backs up the system by it increases the current to its normal level whilst dropping the voltage. So voltage is sacrificed for current. Once that is done, the current that passes through all the systems become the same, which means that these other panels can still enjoy their 100% production, whilst the one that is mismatched drops to 85%. So compare this scenario to that scenario, you see that this one would produce much more power than this. This is what the optimizers are for. So if you have a residential system where you're going to install panels on complicated roofs, those panels that are going to be in the mismatched area, you can connect optimizers to them. So remember, you don't need to connect optimizers to all the panels. That is full optimization. You don't need a full optimization system for the system to work. You can connect optimizers to only the panels that are affected. Yes, but there's a catch in there too. There's a minimum number of optimizers you can connect for each system. So I think the minimum number of optimizers is I think it's about five optimizers for 5 panels. Okay, so you can do 5 optimizers, you can do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to what number of strings and to what number of panels in the string that you have. Okay, but you can do partial optimization, you can do full optimization. That is critically important. So as you see from this building, let's see other scenarios. Again, this is a building with complicated roof. And imagine, I want to connect these panels and these panels in the same string. Okay, I want to connect, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to connect these 11 panels in the same string. If I connect this in the same string, there will be mismatch because the orientation of these 7 panels is not the same as the 4. So how do I solve this situation? What I'll do is that I'll put 4 optimizers on these panels. So I am basically maintaining this as my normal orientation and then using this as my mismatch. So I'll put optimizer here, there, and there. So there'll be 4 optimizers on these panels. Then I connect this host system in a string. So the optimizers will help me boost the production from these panels, 1, and 2, it will prevent these other panels from losing power. owing to the different orientations that are there. So this is clearly important. In fact, for in modern day solar technology, optimizers are critically very, very important. Now, what we can also do is that the optimizers allow us to have what you call a long string design, a long string design. So that's what you see here, long string. Okay, long string. Now remember, when you connect an optimizer to a panel, the optimizer takes over the power control of that panel. So as you see from this table here, for a 3 to 10 kilowatt inverter system, you can do up to 10 kilowatts. Now, if each panel capacity is 450 watts, let's say, which means I can connect about 20 panels in one string. When I'm using optimizers, I can connect 20 panels in one string. Whereas if I was not using optimizers, 20 panels in one string might not help me because this system might not be able to take 20 panels in one string. Maybe it could take a maximum of 15, 14. But with optimizers, I can do what we call a long string design. Okay, because the optimizers have taken over the power of the panels, the optimizers will allow me to do up to 10,000 kilowatts. Yes, up to 10,000 watts. Same with the single phase system. Okay, so with optimization, you can have a long string design. Instead of putting 11 and 7 in two different strings, you can have all of them in one string. So basically what this does is that this allows you to have a higher DC to AC ratio, a higher DC to AC ratio. For Huawei inverters, the maximum DC to AC ratio is normally recommended to be around 1.4. But with optimization, you can do up to 2. You can do up to 2.0 ratio of DC to AC. And that is also critically important. That allows you to increase the power capacity of your system. Okay, clearly, again, we can also go on again. Here, optimization also allows you to pinpoint arc faults directly. Remember, when there's an arc fault in a string, if you don't have optimizers, what can happen is that if you run an IV curve diagnosis, the IV curve diagnosis can pinpoint which string has the arc. Okay, it cannot tell you which particular panel in the string. It can only tell you which string has the arc. But with optimization, because the optimizer that is connected to that particular panel would shut it down to 0, you can clearly find out which particular panel has the arc, and you can go directly to that panel, and then you can fix your arc system. So optimization has so many benefits. Okay, allows you to pinpoint fault directly on a model, allows you to do a long string design, and also allows you to boost the power production of a system when there is shading or misorientation of panels or mismatch. Anything that happens, you can the optimizer system can actually help you. And remember, I just showed you the evidence. It said it's 50% smaller, palm fit for comfortable holding. So that again is my palm, okay? And this optimizer can just fit in my palm, and I'm not even too tall a person, and I'm not even too huge. So my hand is actually normal size, but this optimizer can actually fit in there. And that is absolutely wonderful. Okay, so let me run quickly. My time is almost running out. So let us take a look at the Huawei Luna battery system. Again, you see the sleek design of the battery system. The motivation for the design comes from a waterfall. Okay, so the Huawei got a design idea from how a waterfall looks. It's also sleek. It's a modular system of battery, and the active component is a lithium ion, is LFP. So the flexible design is what I've said already. It is modular. Each module. So as you see the batteries packed here, for this whole rack, the top is the power module. Okay, the top is the power module. Compare it to other battery systems, and then you'll be talking about charge controllers, power systems. Yes. So I think that's all the job that this one does. So this is a power module at the top, and then this is the battery module. So we have a battery module here, we have a battery module there, we have a battery module here. Each battery module is 5 kilowatt hours. 5 kilowatt hours. Okay, and the maximum you can have in a rack with one power module is 3. So you can have 1, 2, 3 in a rack like this with one power module, which means you have 5, 5, 5. So you have 15 kilowatt hours in a rack. So in one rack, you can have 15 kilowatt hours. In another rack, you can have 15 kilowatt hours. And we can do 2 parallel racks. You can synchronize 2 racks together for each inverter. So which means that for each inverter, you can have 30 kilowatt hours of power. That is what you see here. So here you see 5 to 30 kilowatt hours. It's scalable. You can do 5. You can later add 5 again. You can later add 5 again to make it 15 at any point in time. Okay, parallel operation supports maximum two batteries operating in parallel. One fits all. Okay, is the battery chemistry is LFP. Application scenarios, you can use it in grid tied. You can use it in grid tied and off-grid systems. You can use it in pure off-grid system. I bet most people did not know this. That you can use the Huawei inverter and lunar battery in a system where there is no grid at all. In a solution where grid is not available, a purely off-grid scenario. But remember, the only system that can apply for purely off-grid is single phase. Please take note. And I would say more about this when I get to the applications. So let us wait for it. Okay, so let's see. The battery modules charge and discharge independently, unlike other modular systems. Okay, the battery module, it charges and discharges independently. So it's not anything that is connected. If one battery module gets destroyed, it will only be bypassed and then the next module will work. Again, unlike other systems where they are connected. So when one battery module is not working, the whole system has to be checked. With this, if one battery system is not working, the system bypasses that battery system, and these two can operate until we come and make a replacement for this one. So the system works independently of each other, and there is module level optimization of each one. As I explained here, you can parallel up to 2 inverters, up to 2 batteries together. So this is an inverter, whether single phase or 3 phase. You can add 2 battery racks. Okay, remember, it all depends on the amount of sun hours you can enjoy at that location to see whether the sun hours can allow you to charge these 2 battery systems 100%. If you cannot charge it 100% for each day, then there's no need for you to parallel both. You know, you can parallel it in areas where you are sure that you have enough sun hours and PV capacity to charge these batteries to 100% state for any point in time. So this is what we have for our house, neat and clean. All right. I have installed this for customers in West Africa, where they are even waiting for me to install it in their house because the battery system looks too good, and it adds to the beauty and then the aesthetics of the whole environment. Remember, it is also safe. There are no positive and negative hanging nodes where you can see that a child will touch and then get electrocuted. Everything is hidden inside the modules. All right, so it's a completely safe system. Okay, so let me quickly rush through the our Fusion Solar app system. So this is what we have. Remember, we mentioned that there is no LED screen or LCD screen in front of the inverter. You have to monitor everything from the palm of your phone. So this is the full visualization that you get. You get how the system is operating, okay? And then you get graphs that show you daily, weekly, monthly, up to over 30 years or 40 years of data that will become available to you. You see it. You would also get a graph of your production per day, all right? All your KPIs will be shown to you on one screen. And then also, you can also see which system and how it's working. This is the PV system at the top. This is your load in the house. This will be your battery. So this is the PV system. This will be your battery. This is the grid, and that's your house load. So at any point in time, you can see what is supplying what. Is the supply coming from the grid? Is it coming from the PV system, or is it coming from the battery? You can see all that, and all the records and the statistics are there for you to clearly see by the hour. So it's a purely simple home management system that you get, okay, on the Fusion Solar app. All you have to do is just to download the app. It is free. It's on Apple. It's on Google. So you just have to download the app and then put in your registration details. So register whether as an installer or as an owner, and then you can take this app. Now, my most important part of this is what I like most is about the applications. In what instances do we apply these residential systems? All the features of the systems we have spoken about all do not become important if you don't know how to apply it. So the application is one of the most important. So you can apply these systems under normal conditions, residential single phase without optimizer. So you have no optimizers on the roof. This system is just connected to right from the PV system. It comes to your inverter. From the inverter to the DB of the house. Remember, it's a grid-tied system. It is hybrid grid-tied. So without a battery, you can easily use it. It's just straight from here, straight to the distribution system. And then your power meter is also online. And if this is single phase, okay, this is single phase. That's a built-in WLAN that can connect you straight to the management system. You can use the same built-in WLAN for local commissioning. So this is as simple as it gets. Okay. Panels on the roof, inverter installed in the power room, inverter AC output connected directly to the distribution board of the house, and you are good to go. Okay, now the application can begin to get a little bit more complicated. So here we have our system. We have optimizers on them. We have the inverter. Yes, so this is still single phase. You have the single phase. It could be the same for a three-phase system. It is DC coupled to the battery. Okay. And then it comes out again to your distribution board. But here we have added one new device. Remember here you can see something called a backup box. Now, for those of us who are not aware of this, listen clearly. The backup box is a system that is added by Huawei to allow the whole system to operate in an off-grid scenario. So imagine we don't have this backup box here, and you have the batteries. The inverter stores the power during the daytime into the batteries, and then at night it discharges through the batteries. When the grid goes off in this house, this battery system will not work. Clearly, please let us understand this particular scenario. When the grid goes off in this house, this battery will not work because the inverter will be off. Remember, the inverter is grid-tied hybrid. Grid-tied means that it works with the grid. So if the grid goes off, the inverter will go off. The battery will have nowhere to discharge through, so the battery will also go off. It will not work. The only way the battery system can work off-grid is when there is a backup box. So we put the backup box in the system. The whole purpose of this backup box is to switch this whole system into an off-grid scenario. As soon as the grid goes off, this backup box comes on. And take a look at something. We have connected the critical load. There's a critical load connection from the backup box to the house. So if you have a backup box connection, the loads that you want to be on during grid outage must be connected to the critical load area, whilst the other loads is connected to the general load. What it means is that as soon as the grid in this house goes off, the backup box will come on. It will not supply the general load, but it will only supply to the critical load. So, for example, you live in a 4-bedroom house, you have a few air conditionings, you have a few appliances, you have a few lights, but you want the situation where if the grid goes off, I want one air conditioner in just one particular room to work. I want my lights to work. I want one socket that has my television to work. Those items, you will consider your critical load. You will connect them to the critical load area of this backup box. And all other items in the house can be connected to this main distribution board. So when grid is available and the battery is discharging, it will discharge to everything. But when the grid goes off and the battery and the backup box kicks in, the backup box will only deliver power to this critical load. This is one point that must be made absolutely clear, or else you'll be deceiving whichever customer you'll be installing these systems for. Okay, so the system should be explained clearly to the customer for him to understand that this is what he gets, this is what he does not get when there is no grid. I hope if you have any questions about this, you can further put them in the chat area so that I can attend to them. So this is also another application. Okay, this is a single phase application, but you can synchronize them together. Okay, if you have battery systems, you can synchronize a maximum of 3 inverters. Take note. So I have single phase inverters. I have 5 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, 3. I connect them with batteries, as you can see here. So each inverter has a battery system. Each inverter has a battery system. Each inverter has a battery system. The maximum you can do in a synchro is 3. And you can connect each inverter to a separate backup box. Each inverter to a separate backup box. Do you see this? So the technique here is that this backup box will have its own critical load. This backup box will also have its own critical load. This backup box will also have its own critical load. This gives you a lot of flexibility than the situation where you have only one backup box connected to only one critical load. It's critically important, please, to know this. So this is possible. If you don't have batteries in the system, then the maximum you can synchronize is 10 inverters. If there are no batteries, you can put 10 inverters together. But once there are batteries in the system, the maximum you can do is 3. I hope this understanding is made much very clear. Already, I can see a question. Someone is asking, what is the switch time when the grid goes off? So the switch time when the grid goes off for the backup box is 2 seconds. And 2 seconds, the backup box switches in to the system. And I guess this is even much more than, this is even much lower than most generators that we have. So that's a very, very good time. I mean, 2 seconds, the backup box switches the system on. Okay, so let's move to other applications. So this is what I was talking about, a pure off-grid scenario. You can use the Huawei inverters in a pure off-grid scenario in an area where there is no grid at all. Okay, so because there is no grid, you have your panels and your optimizers at the top. You connect them to an inverter, connected it to a battery, and then it comes straight to the house. Remember, in this scenario, you don't need a backup box. Do you see this? That's here. You don't need a backup box because there is no grid. Yes. Remember, the backup box comes in when the grid goes off. The backup box comes in when the grid goes off. So if there is no grid at all, you don't need a backup box. That's why this application is there. And again, this off-grid scenario only works for single-phase inverters. 3-phase residential inverters cannot be operated in a solely off-grid scenario. It cannot. So if you have a 3 to 10 kilowatt inverters, 3-phase, it will not work in a purely off-grid scenario. Please let us take note. It will only work for L1 inverters, 2 to 6 kilowatts and L1, purely single-phase inverters. Okay. Okay, we are almost there. Let me just take a look at, I think I have one last application. So again, here, this is just to let you know, you can mix and match single-phase and 3-phase inverters in a synchro. Please, I get a lot of these questions also. Can I combine a 3 kilowatt inverter single-phase to a 5 kilowatt inverter 3-phase? Yes, you can. You can. You can put a 3-phase inverter with a single-phase inverter. You can put them all together. Still, the maximum synchro is 3 if there are batteries. Remember, the maximum you can do when there are batteries is 3. Okay, it's a simple system. The single-phase inverter will only connect to one phase of the 3-phase. Simple. It will either connect to the red phase or the blue phase. While the 3-phase inverters connect to all 3 phases. It's just a simple formula. Okay, so you can do it. Okay, so one fits all. So in all I've explained to you today is that we have a one-fit solution for all residential. Okay, PV panels, an optimizer. Okay, we have the battery and inverter solution. We have one app, the Physi Solar app that takes care of everything. Okay, and we have one service window. We are a VAP for Huawei. We can give you every service that you want, pre-sales and after sales. and also one inverter system takes care of all. Okay, so we have a one fits all scenario for all our systems. This is Jubilee Bros Solar, and this is in conjunction with Huawei. So here, the better experience here, we have so many parameters from number 1 to 9. And trust me, for all these parameters you see here, no company, no brand absolutely works in better than the Huawei systems. Okay. Optimal electricity cost, you have better experience. And there's also active safety, AI powered arcing systems, pinpoint arc fault detection with the PV optimizer solutions, and what have you. So these are the reasons why we go for Huawei, and we hope you, our customer, also will feel comfortable going with Huawei. I told you the warranty is 10 years. It's extendable to 20 years. You can buy the warranty today, and then you can say, because the manufacturer warranty is 10 years, you can buy 10 more years to extend it to 20 years. Why? Because Huawei believes that the lifespan of their products is 20 years and beyond, even for the batteries. So yes, the batteries is up to 20 years. So we can give you an extended warranty for 20 years. And if there's any problem with the system, we shall replace it for you. We are that confident. Our warranty procedure is simple. Identify a problem. Contact the local Jubilee representative in your area. Let him identify the issue. Let him contact Huawei for reviews of the problem. Please, this is a critical point. When we identify the issue, we will contact Huawei to review the problem with us. In about a day or two, when this problem is reviewed and the issue is noted to be a warranty issue, we come along to replace the inverter. We don't repair your inverters, we replace. Pretty simple. Okay. So thank you for joining me today. I hope I've not bored you this morning or afternoon. And we have taken a journey where we have understood some of the systems and how they are applied in terms of Huawei residential systems. Now, what I will do is I'll go to the chat area, and then I'll pick up some of your questions. Please feel free to put a question in the chat area. So let me enable Q&A, and let me go to the chat area, and let me see which questions have been posted that I can actually answer. Okay, so I see some of the questions here. Let me go up. Okay. Let me, as much as possible, I'm trying to find questions to answer. Okay. Just a minute, please. I'm trying to. Okay, so Michael Usuentry, he's asking, how will one be able to contact you for a face-to-face demonstration? Okay, Michael, I guess by your name, I guess you are getting in touch from Ghana. I am available in the Jubilee Bros Ghana office. Our office is located on the Spinters Road, opposite Oka Deco. I have sent you my email. I sent earlier into the chat area. If you are willing to meet for a face-to-face, just send me an email, and then let us negotiate the time. And I am more than glad to have you on a one-on-one conversation. Okay, I am absolutely more than glad to have you on a one-on-one conversation. George Moses says, what are the mass markets sees channels that you use to target up market areas? Um, George, I don't know if I understand your question, and I don't know if it's clearly related to what we have just done. So you're asking what are the mass market sees channels that we use to target up market areas? Unfortunately, I don't know if I can help you with this. These batteries are available in Pakistan. Yes, Mohammed Asif. Yes, our lunar batteries are available in Pakistan. If you contact me on email, I can send you the details of our solar lead engineers in Pakistan. Uh, they are colleagues just like me, and they are in charge of the Pakistan branch. Adnan, our colleague Adnan is in Pakistan, and he's in charge of the Pakistan branch. So he'll be more than willing to assist you. We have them in Pakistan. We have all the inverters and accessories and the batteries, all are all available in Pakistan. Ezekiel, you said is Huawei 2 to 6 and 3 to 10 kilowatt hybrid? Yes, Ezekiel, they are hybrid grid tied inverters. Okay, hybrid plus grid tied. So you can use them purely as a grid tied system. You can also use them together with batteries. Louis, he said, do you provide training to individuals or organizations on solar systems? Louis, we don't. What we do is that for every quarter, we train installers. Okay, so we have a solar installer training that we do for every quarter. I think the next training is coming on in May. So in May, we will do one solar installer training. That's face to face, a physical one for all who are in Ghana. However, for online, if you want us to do a presentation to your company or an individual, you can arrange with us. We will do a one-on-one presentation for your company. That is also, and it is absolutely for free. Remember, at the beginning of this program, I mentioned some of the key pillars that we do for free, and one of them is to have presentations and seminars to companies for free. So yes, if you get in touch with me and we're able to arrange a time, we can have something done for you for free. John Moses again, I think solar systems, especially LFP based, are premium priced, and getting the right market for them is always hectic, both with traditional marketing and even digital marketing. What are some ideas you have regarding distribution? Premium priced. I mean previously, but now it is actually becoming average priced actually, because think of it. Compare lithium-ion solutions to lead acid, and currently the lithium-ion solutions that we have, for example, like the one from Huawei, we are having 10-year warranty on it. I mean, that will save you about two or three times what another lead acid battery will save you for that period. So long-term pricing, I think lithium-ion is becoming much more beneficial than other battery systems. You know, yeah. So we do simple, forward, and straightforward marketing. We market this to customers, and we actually bring the price as low as possible. Currently, as I know, the difference between the average lithium-ion battery pack in the system and lead acid system. So consider this. So the gap is bridged enough for us to actually move forward, I believe. I said share contacts for Kenya office. Okay. So yes, Kenya office. I will tap in. I will type in the details of our Kenya office head, Nick Latin. He also hosts a lot of webinars like me. He is the he's in charge of Kenya and East Africa office, just like the way I am in charge of Ghana and West Africa. He's in charge of Kenya and East Africa. His name is Nick Larson. I'll put his contacts in the chat area when I'm done, so they can contact him directly. He will help you with absolutely everything you want. Okay, if you want trainings, if you want seminars, if you want presentation for your company, or you want information on products, data sheets, anything at all, get in touch with Nick, and Nick would help you out. So far, working with LFP has exposed me to having issues coming up after LV shutdown. How has Huawei solved this? Yeah, so, okay, so obviously, one of the ways Huawei has solved this is with the backup box, as I mentioned. Of course, that is critical. Sometimes, the way the system is, when the grid shuts off, especially for systems that are DC coupled, you would find out that the battery pack will not work because the battery discharges through the inverter, which means that if the inverter is not working, the battery is also not working actually. So the backup box is actually the number one solution from Huawei, which they use to ensure that as soon as the system shuts down, the backup box, as I said, in between 0 to 2 seconds, it comes on to ensure that the system moves back to how it is until the power is actually returned. So I don't know if that solves it for you. When can you schedule a face-to-face training in Lagos, Nigeria? Lagos, Nigeria. David, as I mentioned, we have a strong team in Nigeria. Nigeria alone is a whole, Nigeria alone is a whole big enterprise. So Jubeli Bros has a Nigerian team. Ahmad Asadi is the head of the Nigerian team for solar. Again, if you like, I can share his details with you, and he will be more than glad to have a face-to-face with you in Lagos or wherever you want it. Yes, so there's a strong team in Nigeria that we currently do. So when I move out of this Q&A area, I'll share details of my team so that anybody can have access to them. I'm trying to find more questions. Anybody has any question anymore? Okay. Okay, so I have a couple of questions here. So I will move them to the question area and then try and answer them from there. Okay, so back here. Okay, so Biniam says, I am from Uganda. Can you please make available the slides after this meeting is over? Okay, yeah, very well. Biniam, I can make this easy for you if you send me an email, and this is not for only you, anybody at all on this presentation. If you send me an email after this presentation, I can email the slides directly to you. That should not be a problem at all. It is for your purpose that we made the slides, so I can send them to you directly after this email. That should not be a problem, please. Just send me an email, and then Anwar, it says most of the clients want external DC breaker or fuse, but they are already built in inverter. How to convince the client, or we can add DC fuse? Oh yes, Anwar, yes. In fact, Huawei advises that you put DC breakers before the DC enters into the inverter. So you can do that. Normally, for my installations, I use 1,000 volts, 16 amps DC breakers. So every string can come through a breaker before it goes to the inverter. That is absolutely possible. You know, or if it's a pot fuse that you want to use to, that's fine. But it should be between 16 to 20 amps breakers, and that is in fact that is not only a suggestion, that is highly recommended from Huawei. If you read their installation manual, it is highly recommended that you put a DC breaker. Okay, so I think I have answered this already. Ezekiel says, "Hi Samson, is Huawei string inverters compatible with other product battery inverter like Victros, Schneider?" Oh, Ezekiel, this is a fantastic question, and it's good that you have brought it up. Huawei string inverters are compatible only with Huawei Luna batteries for three-phase systems. For the single-phase systems, the only other battery you can use is the LG Chem 7R or 10R batteries. So listen carefully. The Huawei residential battery systems. If you're using a Huawei inverter, you can only couple it with a Huawei battery. So single phase, three phase, they can both take the Huawei batteries. The single phase inverters can take an additional battery system, which is the LG Chem. So basically, the only other battery you can string with the Huawei inverter is the LG Chem battery. The Huawei three-phase residential inverters cannot take the LG Chem. They can only take the Huawei batteries. So I hope I am making sense and not confusing you. So we have two Huawei residential systems: single phase, three phase, 2 to 6 kilowatt single phase, 3 to 10 kilowatt three phase. The 2 to 6 kilowatt single phase can take two types of batteries: the Huawei Luna battery and the LG Chem battery. Acceptable. The three-phase system can only take Huawei batteries. They cannot take any other battery systems. Not Victron, not Schneider, not BYD, nothing. Only the Huawei systems. This is a critical question that you have asked. Before somebody thinks he can buy a Huawei inverter and then buy any other lithium-ion battery systems to couple, it's not possible. So please let us take careful note of that. When the LFP shuts down as a result of low voltage, there is always difficulty restarting. How has Huawei solved the issue of restarting the battery after low voltage shutdown? Oh, okay. So, Emeka, what happens is that with the Huawei system, with the Huawei battery system, as you are commissioning it, it will ask you for the minimum SOC. Okay, and you have to input a figure. By default, the minimum SOC is 15%, which is by default. You can change it and say, okay, I want it to be 20%, which I do for most of my installations. Most of my installations, I put 20% as the minimum SOC. But even if I choose not to put, the system already has a default of 15%. So when it gets to that 50%, it shuts down itself. So you cannot even choose to drain it 100%. You can't choose to do a DOD of 100%. Okay, so for that instance, that your situation will not even arise where you cannot even start it up after some time. The system always automatically starts itself up and then shuts itself down when it gets to that low performance state. So basically, you have nothing to do about it. Okay, and that's how Huawei has sorted out its system. It has put in a default, and therefore nothing can go beyond that default. All right, so that's how it is sorted out. Can we sync different sizes of inverters together? Yes, you can sync different sizes. As I said, you can sync a 10 kilowatt inverter to a 30 kilowatt Huawei CNI inverter. You can. Possible. I only did not discuss that because our topic today was residential. But even within the residential band, between 2, 3, 4, 5, single phase or three phase, you can sync them together. But you can even sync a residential inverter to a commercial inverter. You can do that. You can even sync a 10 kilowatt inverter to a 40 kilowatt Huawei CNI inverter. You can sync them. Huawei has actually allowed that opportunity. Okay. Michael Ago, he said, will a backup box still work if a single phase inverter has been connected to a three-phase inverter in the system? Yes. Yes. The backup box will still work. Oh, and also the backup box, we have two types. We have a single phase backup box and then we have a three-phase backup box. So I did not mention that. We have two types of backup boxes. We have one that's a single phase and then we have that one that's a three-phase. So if you are using a three-phase inverter, you'd go for a three-phase backup box. If you are using a single phase inverter, you go for a single phase backup box. Okay. So that really solves your issue. Muhammad says, is Huawei planning to introduce remote maintenance like Sangro Logger 1000? Huawei already has remote maintenance. Actually, Huawei has this IVCare diagnostics software, which after you have run it through your system, you can identify up to 14 faults, 14 different faults on your system. It will not only identify the fault, it will identify the fault, pinpoint to you where the fault is, and then give you solutions to the fault. Some of the solutions, of course, you will be able to immediately do them on your remote system, unless, of course, it's a critical solution that needs to be done on the field. And then even that, the software points to you where exactly in the strings that the actual fault is. And so yes, Huawei already has such a system, and that's why we say that the O&M is smart. We have smart O&M technology. Okay, we already have that in place. Can we practice commissioning online? Bati, commissioning online. I don't know about that. No, I don't think you can do commissioning online. You can, yes. If you say, can you commission remotely? Yes, of course you can commission remotely. But all you need is that you need somebody to be on site, where you have a link between that person and then yours on a laptop or on a phone, and they can do the remote commissioning. Yes, but practicing commissioning online, no. I've not seen any software from Huawei that allows you to practice commissioning online. Maybe I might be wrong, and I can ask for this for you into details with the Huawei service team. Okay, I can find this out for you particularly, but for now, I've not seen any system that allows commissioning to be done online. Does Huawei product be used for large systems like 50 kilowatt or 100 kilowatt mini grid AC/DC system? Ezekiel, um, and by mini grid, are you talking about the one with the battery backup? The Huawei battery systems work only up to the residential level. So it's only up to 10 kilowatt you can add batteries. Above 10 kilowatt you cannot add batteries. So for Huawei CNI solutions like 12, 15, 20, 70, they are only grid tied. They are not grid tied and hybrid. They are only grid tied. So you can't add batteries. What you can do rather is that, as I mentioned, if you want a 50 kilowatt system, you can do trace. You can synchronize 10, 10, 10, 3 to get a 30 if you're adding batteries. Okay, and then you can do another 2, 2, and another 10, 10, 2 to get 20. So that will be 20, 30 in two synchros. Their outputs, you can channel them to an AC distribution bus. Okay, that you can do something about. So you can play around the system using different synchronizations here and there. But to have one system, 50 kilowatts with batteries, or 100 kilowatts, one inverter with batteries, no, that is not possible.